accused 16 here?
Yes, Lady, she is here.
So the rest of the accused are present in court besides accused 21, Mr.
That is correct, lady. I can confirm that accused number 21 is in her office on the first floor and attending by a link.
Okay, perfect. So let's proceed.
Yes, my Lady Advocate Mdntv is present at court today as well.
Good morning, Mr. Mdntv.
Between the period of December 2017 to July 2019, accused 10 to 22 made further payments to CBCs and councillors. ALJAMA made 3 payments to Uzunigele for onward payments to CBCs in the amount of 3,970,000 rand. Ompile made 8 payments to Uzunigele for onward payment to CBCs in the amount of 4,361,618 rand and 56 cents. Ompile made 284 payments to CBCs and persons linked to councillors in the amount of 3,434,198 rand and 50 cents. Uzunigele made 1,225 payments to CBCs and persons linked to councillors, approximately 2 million rand. Ilanga made a payment to Zinchlanchla, which is a councillor's son, in the amount of 832,500 rand. The total amounts paid was 36.5 million rand.
Phakathi kwesikhathi esingaba December 2017 kuya July 2019 umangalelo ongu number 10 kuya ku 22 wakhokha ke imali eqhubeka eyayikhokhelwa ke abakwa CBC noma ke amakhansela. Uma yahlukaniswa ke kwaba uElShaddai owathola ukukhokhelwa kathathu, mangithi ke kwaba uElShaddai owakhokha kathathu ekhokhela uZuzinikele. Le nkokhelo ke iyakhona laphana ke kuma CBCs, imali eyagcina ke izigidi ezintathu ezino 970,000. Kwase kuthi ke Umphile wakhokha yena kwaze kwaba kasishiyagalombili ekhokhela uZuzinikele. Imali leyo ke eyayikuya kuma CBCs eyagcina ke u4,361,618 namasenti ke awu 56. Kwathi futhi Umphile wakhokha ke yena kwaze kwaba ka 284 ekhokhela ke uCBC kanye ke naba labo ababexhumene naye okungamakhansela. Imali ke eyagcina ingu 3,434,000 rand kanye no 198 rand no 50 cent ngaphezulu. Uzuzinikele wakhokha yena kwaba ku 1,225 izikhathi ku CBC nakubantu kababexhumene nabo kungamakhansela. Imali ke yagcina ibe zigidi ezimbili 2 million. Ulanga okanye ilanga lona lakhokhela ke uzinhlanhla kuthiwa ke indodana yekhansela. Imali ke yaba u832,000 no 500 rand.
Additional assessments of bank statements. Accused 5 benefited from accused 10 to 12 in the amount of 600,000 rand, which went towards the purchase of a Jaguar F-Pace. Accused 1, whilst holding the position as mayor of eThekwini municipality, received a benefit of 2,881,350 rand and 8 cents, which includes payments from accused 10 to 12 and other benefactors. Such benefits were not disclosed to the municipality. Accused 7 to 8 received amounts of 80,000 rand from accused 10 to 12. Accused 6 received amounts of 15,000 rand from accused 13 to 14. Accused 7 to 8, 6 to 8 also did not disclose benefits to the municipality.
Sithi ke ngaphambi ukuthi siqhubekele laphana ke siqedele ukuthi leya mali engenhla yagcina ke be izigidi ezingama-36 nengxenye. Sidlulele laphana ke kuthene ke umangalelwa ongunumber 5 wahlomula ke laphana ke ku number 10 kuya ku 12 imali ewu-600,000 rand eyagcina ke ikhokhele ke uJaga F Pace. Kanti umangalelwa ongunumber 1 njengoba yena ke ebese sikhundleni sokuba imayor kamasipala waseThekwini naye wahlomula ke lapha ke imali engaba ke zigidi ezimbili ezinamakhulu ke ayisishiyagalombili singathi phecelezi 2,881,000 ono 350 namasenti awu-8 ukufaka ke phakathi nenkokhelo eyayivela ke kumangalelwa ongunumber 10 kuya ku-12 nabanye ke abazuza khona lapho okungacaciswanga kahle ngabo laphayana kumasipala. Kanti ke umangalelwa ongunumber 7 kuya ku-8 bazuza nabo bahlomula ke lapha imali engaba ke zinkulungwane ezingama-80 laphana ke kumangalelwa ongunumber 10 kuya kunumber 12. Wase kuthi ke umangalelwa ongunumber 6 wafumana ke imali yena elinganiselwa ku 15,000 rand eyabe iqhamuka laphana ke kumangalelwa ongu 13 no 14 kanti nazo lezo zimali kwakungacaciswanga kahle ngazo laphana ke kumasipala weThekwini.
Integrity Forensic Solutions, IFS. The City Integrity and Investigations Unit of eThekwini, known as the CIIU, appointed IFS to conduct a forensic investigation to assess the veracity of the allegations. IFS conducted the sanctioned investigation and compiled a draft report dated 12 December 2018, which contained the findings of the said investigation and recommendations for remedial action available to eThekwini. Amongst the recommendations was the findings in the IFS report be reported to the South African Police Services for further investigation. This recommendation was adopted by the CIIU and a criminal case was reported to the South African Police Services under reference Durban Central CAS 592 of 12/2018.
Laba ke bakwa Integrity Forensic Solutions ababizwa phecelezi IFS banquma ke ukuthi ke kuzofanele ke kube khona uphenyo olunzulu kubonakale ke ukuthi lezi insolo namahlebezi akhona ngokuthi ngase kube necala entene nje kungaphenywa ke kuhanjwe kuze kufikwe phina lokho kwenziwa uphenyo labakhona lahlanganiswa njengoba sinalo lasuku nje olungumhla ka12 kuDisemba ka2018 lapho ke kutholakala khona izinto elezo ke ezayenziwa kulo uphenyo lolu lapho ke kwaba nezincomo ke ezithize ukuthi esimweni esinje kuzawufanele kube khona izinyathelo ezithathwayo phakathi kwakunye ke kuzincomo zazithi ke kofanele ke uma iIFS le isiphenye athole kutholayo ibisiletha ke umbiko futhi lo mbiko kofanele udluliselwe ke embuthweni wezamaphoyisa lapha kithi eMzansi ukuba ke amaphoyisa athatha udaba lolu ke akwazi ukuluphenya phela lokho ke kwemukeleka kuyo iCIIU lena ke esikhuluma ngayo kwabe ke sekuthatha ke sekuvulwa icala njengoba likhona icala lavulwa emaphoyiseni lapha ke kwi Durban Central njengoba ke necase yecala amangithi case number yecala isho khona logo uCase 592 ka December ka 2018.
The CIIU extended the mandate to IFS to enter earlier, assist the South African Police Services and the National Prosecuting Authority in activities that may be required by the aforementioned organs of state in relation to bringing CAS 592 of 12/2018 to a litigation-ready state. The CIIU, the CIIU of eThekwini, IFS, and the DPCI of the SAPS entered into a memorandum of agreement that IFS would support the litigation initiatives of SAPS and the NPA. IFS performed the activities under the direction of SAPS and the NPA, which were necessary for the investigations and related processes of the SAPS and NPA, and compiled their findings in a report dated 10 December 2020.
Kwabe ke sekuthi ke futhi abakasiya icon lapha eThekwini ba lula igunya ababelinikeze iIFS ekusebenzeni ke lolu daba ukuthi kobaleka kuba ke bakwazi ukusebenzisana neSAPS ke okungamaphoyisa kithi lapha eMzansi kanye nophiko ke lwabashushisi ukuba ke kuhlanganiswe kubonakala ukuthi leli cala ke eselikhona njoba sishilo nje sathi ke lingu CAS 592 lizo kwenziwa kanjani lisetshenzwe lize lilungele phela ukuba ke lingalethwa lapha ezithebeni zenkantolo kanti iCIIU lena ke yabe ke isebenzisana nayo iIFS le no DPCI na lapha ke kwezombutho wamaphoyisa kwahlanganiswa ke kwakhiwa isivumelwano sokuthi ke sekuba yona iIFS lena ke ezolekelela kuko konke okwenziwayo ekusetshenzeni kwaleli cala ukuthi liqale phela kulungiselelwa njoba lalizolungiswa amaphoyisa nje kuze ke kufike laphana ke ku-NPA okuyinhlangano ke yabashushisi bethu bakhona lapha eMzansi kubonakala ukuthi makuhlanganiswa ke kuzaphuma ntoni na kanti ke kube yiyo iIFS ebeyenza ke lo msebenzi nayo iphansi ke kolawulo lwamaphoyisa kanye nenhlangano lena kabe zoshushisi lapha kwela ke eMzansi kwahlanganiswa ke uphenyo kwahlanganiswa icala leli ukuze ke mase behlangane bonke bahlanganise loka abakutholile njengoba ukhona umbiko osho njalo unosuku luka December 10 ku 2020.
Lucky Reyneke of IFS will present evidence on the processes related to the collection of source documents and evidence in respect of the audit trail of the DSW tender, as well as submissions made by employees responsible for the audit trail of the DSW tender. He will also present evidence on the analysis and interpretation of the data and information obtained from the investigation team of the DPCI.
Uyeza ke ufakazi ozoba khona la enkantolo uLucky Reyneke wakhona lapha ko-IFS yena ke ozobe seletha ubufakazi ke obaqoqwa mala nemqingo namabhukwana ke ethatha ke ibeke udaba obala maqondana nale tender ke yakwa DSW eza ke nembiko ehloliwe abeke ubufakazi lapha ke eyithebeni zenkantolo nokulandelwa kwalo lolu daba obuye futhi ke athule ebufakazini bakhe ke nalowo msebenzi othatha wahlazisiswa watolikwa make kukhulunywa ke ngaloke sithi i-data information eyayitholakale ngesikhathi i-team lena ke yaka DPCI yenza uphenyo lwayo.
Leo Sanders of IFS will give a detailed report on all the offences that were committed before, during and after the period of the award of the DSW tender. Leo Sanders conducted a forensic investigation into the circumstances surrounding the award of the DSW tender and the circumstances that prevailed after the award of the tender.
Uyazi omunye ufakazi ke okungu-Leo Sanders wakhona lapha ku-IFS yena kuzothula ke ubufakazi obunemniningwane kulo leli cala ukuthi ke amacala enzeka kanjani khuluma ngesikhathi sokwenziwa kwecala nokwenzeka ngasemva kokuba abantu beyitholile ithenda lena ke yaka DSW. Uzobe ke futhi ke ebeka ukuthi ke walenza kanjani uphenyo lakhe olunzulu ehlolisisa ke yonke into ephathelene nokukhishwa kwawo lo msebenzi wethenda ke yaka DSW nazo zonke ke izimo ezikhona lapho ke ezazi bengaphambi kwalokho ziholela ekutheni uze kube lo msebenzi wethenda ke uyanikezwa kuloyo noma labo abanikezwa wona.
1. He will present evidence with respect to the findings of the forensic investigation conducted, which will include inter alia the following. A. The background of the inauguration of accused 1 and 2 and other councillors of the eThekwini municipality as councillors. B. Evidence that supports the finding that accused 1 and 2 entered into an agreement with accused 3, 4 and 5 to circumvent the outcome of the SCM protocols of eThekwini and related statutes in the award of the DSW tender in favor of accused 12, 14, 17 and 20, which are the juristic entities under the control of or wherein accused 10, 11, 13, 15, 16 and 19 have interests. Accused 18, 21 and 22 are linked to accused 19 and 20.
Mfakazi nazobethula ke lo fakazi esikhuluma ngaye uzobe sebeka ke ey'thebeni zenkantolo ukuphenya ke okujulile ngokobungoti lana ke ekuphenyeni okuyofaka phakathi ke nazi izinto ezilandelayo. Ukuthi kwaqala phi kanjani ke makuya laphana ke kuzoze kube ke uyagcotshwa gcotshelwa esikhundleni ummangalelwa lona ke on number 1 no number 2 namanye ke amakhansela akhona lapha emkhandlweni walo iThekuleli. Obunye ubufakazi ke azobuthula futhi ngoba ubufakazi obuye obumayelana ke nendaba yakhe ummangalelwa lona ongu number 1 no number 2 ukuthi ke kwabe sekuba khona ke isivumelano esaba khona phakathi kwabo nommangalelwa ongu number 3 no 4 no 5 behlanganisa ke indlela ababengasibasebenze ngayo lapha ke ekhipheni lemsebenzi nokho ngendlela ezongabi eqondileyo kuhlanganiswa ke isimo noma indlela thize eyayingase ivune bona kuko njalo ukusetshenzelwa ukukhishwa leli tender la ka DSW ukuze phela ke kube khona okusatiyana ngendlela ke yokuzuzisa umangalelwa lona ongu number 12 number 14 number 17 kanye no number 20. okuzinkampani ke kahle kahle ezazilawulwa laphana ke noma zisetshenzwa lapho kufaka phakathi ummangalelo number 10, 11, no 13, no 15, no 16, no 19 babe bethinteka kulokho isilungu ke sithi phecelezi babe ne-interest bese kuthi ke ummangalelo number 18, 21 no 22 bona ke bahlanganiswa no mangalelwa ongu 19 no number 20.
C. The manner in which accused 3, 4, and 5 contravened the SCM protocols of eThekwini and related statutes in respect of the DSW tender in favor of accused 12, 14, 17, and 20. D. The agreement between accused 1 and 2 with the councillors of eThekwini, amongst others, accused 6, 7, and 8, to coordinate the appointment of CBCs as subcontractors to accused 12, 14, 17, and 20 after the conclusion of the SCM processes related to the award of the DSW tender to the said service providers in non-compliance with the SCM policies of eThekwini and related statutes.
Okunye ke futhi ke azokubeka lapha ku C indlela ummangalelo number 3 no 4 no 5 aba phezuka ngayo emthethweni nasemtheshaneni omisiwe ukuba iSCM isebenze ngawo uma kuziwa odabeni olunjena nasemsebenzini ke osukuzoholela ekutheni kugcine kukhishwe itender bekwenzela lokho ke ukuze kuzuze lokho engithe sithi ke itiye masitholakala uma masi tolika ngesintu kwakwenzelwa itiye lana ke umangalelwa number 12 no 14 no 17 no 20 bese kuba excuse me uD isivumelwano ke lesike esasiphakathi kwa number 1 no 2 namanye ke amakhansela akhona lapha eThekwini okubalwa phakathi kwawo ke number 6, 7 no 8 ukuze phela bakwazi ukuyihlanganisa lento bayenze babeke ke ama CBCs lawa ke okwakuhlelo ke lokuthi kuphunyeleliswe ke leyo ndlela phela yokuthi kube laba ke abalandelayo bayakwazi ukuba bathole lezi inkontileka labo ke kwakungumangalelwa number 12 no 14 no 17 no 20 okwathi ke mase kuphethiwe ke kanjalo kwatholakala nokho ukuthi ayilandelanga imigomo obekufanele ngomthetho ngabe iyalandelwa makuzokhipha itender leli ke la kwa DSW njengoba ke lokho kuthatha ke manje ku kuhlomlise umangalelwa number 12 14 no 17 no 20 kungalandelwanga ke indlela efanele ngabe ilandeliwe nemtheshwana emisiwe uma kuzokhishwa umsebenzi onje.
E. The agreement between accused 1, 2, and councillors of eThekwini, amongst others, accused 6, 7, and 8, to use the subcontracted CBCs to create a patronage network to benefit inter alia councillors and juristic entities linked to councillors, business forums, and political organizations that are proximate to accused 1 and 2. F. The audit trail of the DSW tender for the period prior to the commencement of the SCM process related thereto, to the award of the said tender, payments made to the beneficiaries of the tender, and the manner in which the proceeds of the DSW tender was disseminated from the bank accounts of the beneficiaries of the tender.
Koba iso sivumelano sikamangalelwa number 1 no number 2 namakhansela akhona lapha ke eThekwini okubalwa kuwo kumangalelo number 6, 7 no 8 ukuba ke kube khona ke isinga contractor laphana ke ku CB3 mangithi ku CBC ukuba ke kube khona ndledlana thile ehlanganisiwe yokukwazi ukuthi phela ke kube khona amakhansela azuzayo kulokhu nemisebenzi ke exhumene nawo amakhansela ngaba ke o business forum kube ke sikubiza political organizations lapha ke inhlangano zombusazwe nako lokho okwaxhumene naye number 1 no number 2 okunye ke azokubeka njengomfakazi umbiko ohloliwe maqondana nalo leli tender le DSW kokwenzeka phambilini ngaphambi kokuba ibe ke iyaqala ukusebenza lento ngokwe SCM imqathango ke okanye imigomo abayibekile nokuthi ke lagcina lisuzwe kanjani obani leli tender leli bakhokhelwa kanjani kwazuza bane zuzane ngalo leli tender leli la kwa DSW bese ke kuhamba ke kuze kufike nakuma account ayesetshenziswa lapho ukukhokhela labo ababezuza ngalokhu.
G. The forensic reconstruction of the manner in which invoices of the 4 service providers were inflated to create the impression of delivery of services which were far in excess of what was actually delivered. H. The manner in which employees of eThekwini attached to the various landfill sites of eThekwini manipulated the protocols of the landfill sites to support the common objectives of accused 1 and 2 in agreement with all the other accused to create the impression of the delivery of services far in excess of what was actually delivered, thereby enabling the service providers to be paid in excess of amounts due and payable by eThekwini.
Kuyokuba ke indlela ejulile ma kubhekwa eyayisetshenziswa abayicwaningayo becwaninga ke ukuze bathole ukuthi ke phecelezi indlela yokukhokha ama invoices ga accused number 12, 14, 17 no 20 yayikhuliswa kanjani ikuhlelwe kuba ikhuliswe kanjani imali ezokhokhwa ibe ngaphezulu komsebenzi okuyiwona wona kahle kahle owenziwe okulandela lapho ke kube uhlelo olufanayo ngokukhokhela abasebenzi abahlukahlukeneyo abasebenzi ke balapha ko landfill site khona eThekwini aveze ukuthi kwasetshenziswa kanjani ngendlela engalungile ukuba ke kugcine ke kusekeleka manje izinhloso zika mangalelwa on number 1 no number 2 ngokwesivumelano ke leso esasenziwa lapho ukuze ke kuthi makubhekwa kutholakala ukuthi umsebenzi wenziwe impela ibe wona umsebenzi unganziwanga bese ke ukwazi ukuthi ke kukhokhelwe ke abantu lapha bathole ukuhlomula isikakhulukazi ke umangalelo number 12, 14, 17 no 20 befumana ke imali kamasipala masipala weTheku ngokungemthetho.
I. The analysis and interpretation of data and information obtained from the investigation team of the DPCI. J. The payment of patrimonial benefits by accused 12, 14, 17, and 20 under the jurisdiction or other control of accused 10, 11, 13, 15, 16, 19, 18, and 19 to inter alia accused 1 and 5, relatives of accused 1 and 3, councillors and juristic entities linked to councillors, business forums, and political organizations that are proximate to accused 1 and 2 in accordance with the agreement between 1, 2, 6, 7, and 8 and other councillors of eThekwini.
Wobuye futhi ke ufakazi lo athule uhlelo oluhlazisiswe kahle latolikwa kahle ngoku hlazisisa ke lokho sithi phecelezi idata uma bephenya lapha njengoba uphenyo lwalenziwa nje ithimba lakwa DPCI. Abuye futhi ke athule obunye ufakazi ukuthi ke la ihlanganiswe kanjani indlela ezokhokhela ihlomulise abantu lapha sikakhulukazi ke umangalelwa u12 no14 no17 no20 phansi ke kolawulo ngwesinye isikhathi okungaba ke ngoluka number 10 11 13 15 16 18 no number 19 njalo kwenziwa lokhu kuncikiswe kuso isivumelano nenhlelo nenhloso zommangalelwa ongu number 1 no number 5 ikonke lokho kwenziwa ngendlela yakhe number 1 no number 3 amakhansela nabo bonke ababethinteka lapha bexhunyaniswe nabo ngaba ke mhlambe into ebizwa ukuthi business forum noma i-political organization konke lokho kube kodwa ke okusondelene nokuxhumana ngandlela thize naye umangalelwa lona ongu number 1 no number 2 ngokwesivumelano esasenziwe esasifaka khona umangalelwa ongu number 1 no 2 no 6 no 7 no 8 namanye ke amakhansela akhona lapha eThekwini.
Theodore Shangase of IFS will present evidence of the analysis of the flow of proceeds in respect of the DSW tender from eThekwini to the bank accounts of beneficiaries of the DSW tender and the manner in which these funds were disseminated from said beneficiary accounts to various other bank accounts, including those of accused 1 and 5, relatives of accused 1 and 3, councillors and juristic entities linked to councillors, business forums and political organizations that are proximate to accused 1 and 2 in accordance with the agreement between accused 1, 2, 6, 7 and 8 and other councillors of eThekwini. He will also present evidence on the analysis and interpretation of data and information obtained from the investigation team of the DPCI.
Omunye ufakazi ozolandela ngufakazi Theodore Shangase naye uqhamuka kuyo iIFS lena. Uzothula ubufakazi la eThekwini zenkantolo obuhlazishiswe kahle batolikwa ngokwenzeka kulo leli tender ke sithi le DSW la khona lapha eThekwini ahlazishiswe kahle into ezithinta ke ama bank accounts naba bezuza lapho nokuthi kwakhokhelwana kanjani imali isuka kanjani kwesinye isikhwama noma iaccount iye kwabanye futhi abanama account okufaka lapha ke ukuya kwayo kuye umangalelwa ongu number 1 no number 5 nezihlobo zika mangalelwa ongu number 1 no number 3 namakhansela ke okanye nenkampani ke ezasihlanganiswe nawo amakhansela lawa lokho ke kungafaka phakathi lokho esesishilo sathi business forums nabo political organizations konke lokho okusondelene noma okungaphansi kuka mangalelwa ongu number 1 no number 2 lokho kuya ngesivumelano ke ezazenziwe noma ke ezazenziwa zihlanganiswe nguye umangalelwa ongu number 1 number 2 no 6 no 7 no 8 namanye ke amakhansela akhona lapha eThekwini. Ekanti ke uzobuya athule nobufakazi ke obuhlazishiswe kahle batolika kahle ngoko lokhu esikubiza ngokuthi ke idata and information okwakutholakale kulo ithimba labaphenyi leli lakwa DPCI.
Thank you. Finally, to conclude, my lady, there's just an organogram depicting cases arising out of this prosecution that's subject to another prosecution, other prosecutions. The state has attempted to present an overview of the evidence that it will rely on as to the extent of the operations of the enterprise relating to the corrupt and fraudulent manner in which the DSW, the supply chain management system, finance and administration were manipulated to ensure the awarding of the DSW tender to accused 12, 14, 17 and 20. The roles of each of the accused support the racketeering charges. It is clear that the predicate offences of fraud and corruption gave rise to a host of other offences, including, amongst others, money laundering and contravening sections of the MFMA and the Municipal Systems Act. These offences were committed in line with the common objectives of the role players in the racket. It is submitted that at the conclusion of the state case, there would be irrefutable evidence to convict the accused persons, and the only verdict that can be returned by this honorable court is one of guilty. Thank you, my lady.
Suspecta ke ubeka ke lemdubanyana ekhona la uhlangothi lethu labashushisi oluyihlanganisile ukuzama ukucacisa ubucala kulolu daba nokuthi ke kuqhamuka kolunye uphenyo obelenziwa lokhu esikubona kulana. Ubeka ukuthi ke umbuso uzama ukuhlanganisa lokhu ukuba ungeqoqele ndawonye ubufakazi obuzothiwa thaca okanye bubekwe ithebeni zenkantolo maqondana nokusebenza ke kwalezi inkampani ezinye zazikhona ukuthi kwasetshenziswa indlela yomkhonyovu lana ke nenkohlakalo ekuhlanganisweni uhlaka olwaluzokwenza kuba ke ihambe itender lena yaka DSW ngendlela abebefuna ke abathinteka ababefuna ihambe ngayo. Kuloko kuthatha ke kufake lapha na labe sikubabiza uthi ke i-chain management system nalo lonke uhlelo lwezimali olwa setshenziswa okanye lasetshenzwa ngendlela engafanele kuba lolu daba ke ngabe lusetshenzwa ngayo uma kuzoba umsebenzi oqondile. Lokho kwakwenzelwa khona lokho ukuthi ke kugcineke manje kuhlomula ummangalelwa ongu number 12 no 14 no 17 no 20 konke abakwenzayo lapha okanye iqhaza abalibambayo kulokho lithatha libeke ngokusobala ukuthi kwakwephula umthetho wokuhweba kwenziwa ke indlela manje ezoba sahwebo lumbe kodwa oluzozuzisa abantu ngokungemthetho. Ubeka ke mshushisi futhi ukuthi kuko konke lokho sekuhlanganisweni la kuyacaca ukuthi ke ngempela yaba khona indlela eyasetshenziswa engalungile ongaba ke indlela yenkohlakalo nokusebenzisa ke izimali ngokungafanele noma ngabe ukubolekiswa kwazo kwephula umthetho ke okhona we-MFMA lapha na ke endleleni umasipala ofanele asebenze ngayo ngomthetho omisweyo. Lamacala nje kuyacaca ukuthi noma kanjani impela abantu abathinteka la babe kuqondile lokhu kuzihlomulisa ngamabhizinisi abo ngokungenzuzo okubonakala ukuthi ayikho indlela mase liquliwe leli cala laqedwa sibona ukuthi ayikho indlela inkantolo engenza ngayo ngaphandle kokuthi bonke laba abathinteka lapha ibalahle ngecala.
So we will admit this then as Exhibit A into the record. The next step.
Lady, we have one witness to call. It is 10 to 11.
Okay, so what is the position as regards your witness and the TV cameras and the media? Has that been resolved with the first witness?
May I ask if good luck and
May I just I haven't heard yet about the TV cameras. I'm not really sure. I'll find out within the period of 5 minutes. If we could just take a short adjournment. The witness is not here yet. We've arranged it such that the witnesses will come at a certain time, and we anticipated by 11. So if I could just ask the court's indulgence, maybe we take the tea adjournment and the court can let us know what time to be back.
Okay, but as regards the TV, these are aspects which must be clarified in advance.
Yes, I'm aware.
Because it does require time for them to either set up or move out of the courtroom, as well as the media.
Yes, I do understand.
So it is 5 to 11. We'll take the short adjournment until 11:15. Mr. Mdntv?
My lady, might I interject at this stage and indicate that there may be a preliminary ruling that we require from the court regarding the conduct of the matter, which I propose to deal with immediately after the tea adjournment. It pertains to primarily to something that has been referred to by the state in its opening address, so far as the objections have been raised by accused number 3 relating to certain evidence. I can deal with that with reference to the documents themselves. I don't know whether your ladyship has the documents.
Objections at this point, Mr. Mdntv, these are just the opening address comments that were made. So I'm not sure, this is really not the evidence at this stage.
Yes, my concern at this stage is not so far about the opening statement itself, but relates to the conduct or the further conduct of the matter, because from the indications given by the prosecutrix, they intend to call a witness now.
Well, why is that a surprise?
It's not a surprise. I'm asking the court to make a ruling in relation to whether that should be the proper cause of running the trial now.
I don't understand your objection, because this has been clear that once the state's opening was completed, the admissions will be dealt with at a later stage and the first witness will be called. The only procedure to be resolved at this point really is whether the TV and the media are going to be allowed as far as the witness is concerned, because that ruling the court has made. As regards the documents, I'm sure Mr. Mlaba would have filled you in as to what the view is on the documents going forward.
Maybe that should be...
That was discussed already. For now, documents will have to be proved one by one as they are handed into this court, and you can clarify those with your colleagues.
What I want to draw to the court's attention at this early stage is that if you have regard to the objections, they
have you done it in writing for this court?
In writing. I wanted to take
Will you hand it up to me now so that whilst it's the adjournment, I could have a look at it?
That's what I was trying to ask the court to do at this stage, because in that objection, the court will see that the documents objected to cover almost half of the documents that are relied upon by the state. And if we were to be required to raise an objection 120,000 times.
Well, you may have to do that as we go along, document by document, page by page. It's not going to be possible at this stage to make a ruling on the documents without all of it being present, and the court has made it clear that each document will need to be proved. So we will have to follow the step. If you have your argument ready, I can have a look at it and deal with it after the tea adjournment. So you could just you have it ready?
It's in the state's possession. I think it's...
Did you not make a copy for the court?
It was filed.
When?
May I address my lady? In response to what Advocate Mdntv has indicated, what the state has is a response from the defense relating to the list of admissions sent out by the state earlier in the year. And that list as to what the accused is prepared to admit to and what not to admit to.
Well, that's going to fall within the admissions. It's not something I'm going to get involved in at this stage of the proceedings. As regards the objections which are being raised, I'm made to understand there's a written document specifically on the objections, and do you not copy for the court?
It was filed in court. I have a copy, my copy.
Okay, I'm going to adjourn the court. If you can give the copy to the usher, because we don't have any further documents.
Lady, before you adjourn, just one issue with regards to Exhibit A. Advocate Naidu pointed out yesterday that there was some additions and alterations to the physical document that we have in our possession that I assume that your ladyship has in her possession as well. So
Yes, those were comments made as it was being read, and at a few paragraphs where I made my notes, and I think Ms. Sararaman has said that she will try and get that together.
just to clarify that. Thank you, Lady.
Anything further?
Not to waste time. What is the status of this document, my lady?
Because it was read from to the court, I'm marking it as Exhibit A. It has no evidentiary value at this stage at all, or at any stage. It's basically the opening address which has been presented to the court in a written form. It's not a document this court is going to rely on. It's the state's case that they intend to present, and
It has no status.
No, absolutely not. Everybody, you should know that, Mr.
I'm just
Naidu.
wondering why it's
No,
an
I had to
exhibit.
just mark it as Exhibit A for any point in the future. If any counsel raises a point that this is what the state alleged at some point, we have a document. It has no evidentiary value. The evidence must be proved, and in fact, before the last paragraph could be, it was read so fast, my point was going to be that that really is a matter for argument at the end of the case, which we will get to at that point. Thank you. Court will rise for now.